going to college if your college is paid for. If you're going to college and let's say grandparents, parents have saved the money and they're going to pay for it and you are not going to have any debt, I would look at that if it was me and say, again, in my other video, same thing. What am I going to do with this degree? Let's just say, easy numbers, they saved and you're going to go to a college that's $100,000, right? Even $50,000. That's a lot of money. What are you going to do when you get out of college with that degree? As a parent, I would be a little irritated if my kids got a degree with that money I saved for them and they got out of college and they went and got a job that, you know, is barely going to give them an income to get by, pay their bills forever, right? Like, they're always going to be struggling. And people out there will say, well, you know, they want to pay for my college, why should they get a say? I wouldn't say that, like, maybe they're going to get a say in it, but if I'm spending that money, I want to know that my kid is going to have a very good career, right? Yes, be happy in what they're doing, of course, but it's kind of two different ways to look at it. So it goes right back to, look at the jobs out there, look how much the pay is going to be, and if you really want to go to college and you really want to do something like that, obviously nobody knows what 5 years down the line, if they're going to like their job, if they're going to like the trades, if they're going to like the job they got a degree in. Yes, that's very true. You don't know. Everybody changes as time goes on. But to take that money and go and just spend it on college without a plan, to me, is not very smart. And most parents would say, what's your plan with this degree? What are you going to do? And I would also be saying, look, if I'm going to go and do this, I'm going to focus on college. A lot of people today go to college and it's like a party. And then they maybe take 5 years instead of 4 years. Or the opposite is, you go to college, you buckle down, and a lot of people can do it in 3 years and save a little bit of extra money that maybe their parents will give them towards a house or towards starting their own business. Not saying that college is bad. If you're going to use the degree for what it's meant for, great, right? Get the education, get the degree if it's going to make your life better for years to come. Some people would look at that and they would say, that money, and they would say, hey, I'm not really into college. I don't really want to get a degree in something when I look at the degree and what I could do with it, right? I really want to go into construction, the trades job, or I want to start a different kind of business. Sit down and make a plan for that. Act like your parents are a financial institution that you're trying to get a loan from, you're getting money from, right? Lay out a business plan. This is what I want to do instead of going to college. Instead of spending all that money, that $50,000, that $40,000, that $100,000 on this, I'm already kind of good at, you know, doing this or that, or I'm good with my hands. I like to do construction. I've been doing it a while, part-time or during the summers. And I'd like to go after that, you know, go into whatever trade it is. And after I get all my certifications, could I take that money and invest it into a business, right? Get some tools, get a truck, maybe hire some employees, and go that direction. I think most parents would be open to hearing the idea, especially most parents that save that kind of money for your college education or your future. They don't want you to spend that money and then not use that education for something that is going to make you happy and give you a good life, right? I know I would rather my kid come to me and say, not sure if college is the right way. I know you guys have this much money saved for my college, and I could go and just get the degree, but I could also go into what I really want to do, which is a trades job, real estate, start a small business, whatever that is. I'd rather my kid come and talk to me about that and then weigh those options out, look at it, and see where we stand on it. Because in the end, yes, we save the money, parents save the money for you, but it's their money until they give it to you. So they do have a say in it. I think any decent parent would at least look at the idea and say, and maybe give you some pros and cons on that, right? Like, okay, well, if you go to college and you get this degree, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. Again, everybody's situation is different on their plans, their thoughts of what they want out of that college experience and that degree, right? A lot of people are like, oh, well, it's the college experience. Some parents are gonna be like, cool, I want you to have that experience. Go to college, get a degree, get a business degree, so you have multiple options to use that degree in. Other parents are gonna be like, I don't care about the experience. I want you to get an education so you have a brighter future with having this education. So that's why I say most parents would probably be open to that conversation of, can I take this money and get my real estate license and go that route, right? I really love real estate, or I love doing construction, electrical, whatever it is. And I can take a chunk of that money and grow my business quicker after I get really good at the trade and doing it myself with maybe one guy helping me. I can start hiring more people. I can also take that chunk of that money and put it down on a house. So I'm getting my foot in the door in the real estate market. So those are the things that I would look at if I had somebody saying, I'm going to pay for your college. I have this money sitting here for that. If you're on the fence of going to college, right? Don't go if you're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because it's a big commitment. You bluntly, you better put the work in to get the schooling done and come out with a degree with a good GPA. Don't go and spend that money that somebody saved for a long time for you to use if you're not going to give it your all. And you're just going to look at it as a free party to go and have a good time and all the things some college kids do. So, and be ready for the answers, right? Don't ever ask a question that you don't want the answer to. Don't go in and be like, oh yeah, they'll let me do this. They may say, no, this money's for college and college only. If you don't go to college, you don't get the money, period. You got a decision to make, right? I would also say, don't let, no matter who it is, your parents, your aunt, your uncle, your grandparents, your friend, whoever, hang that money over your head, right? Like, oh, if you don't go to college, you're not getting the money. Oh, well, if that's not what you want to do and you're not going to give it your all, don't do it. Because that's going to be worse. And again, not every person in the world is going to do this. A lot of people will. So that's, again, my opinion of how I would approach it with either my kid or myself. If I was going to do that, I could have gone to college with college paid for, but I knew I didn't want to go to college. I didn't like school, didn't like college, didn't like sitting in a classroom and having to take notes and be lectured. I was definitely more hands-on. So that's my opinion on that. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one. God bless.